Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Gyle here, and welcome back to the Forged Alliance Forever promotional series. How you all doing, ladies and gentlemen? My goodness, it's been a while. I feel like the soldier who's got off to war, and he's missed his family, and he's come home. There's probably a little bit of a disrespectful insult to the brave men and women that serve in the armed forces, but you know what I mean. I've missed seeing you, or rather, more aptly, talking at you while you sit dutifully and listen and watch superb players do battle on the fields of SOPCOM. Hope you're all doing great, ladies and gentlemen. I can't bring you any news about the community, unfortunately, because, well, I'm pretty darn disconnected now. You guys know more about what's going on than I do. If you have any interesting news, why not shove it in the comment section below for all to enjoy and marvel over. But the order of business today is SOPCOM, 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 and to that end I've got some custom 4v4 action with a smattering of Joes and pros, but I'm pretty certain the average is over 1500, so we'll call it a normal game, and that normal game is all going to ensue on the pyramid. So hold on to your potatoes as we go on over to the game zone and see how these guys are going to get on. Pyramid, baby. Yeah, baby! We know the map pretty well by now. Let's take a look at the teams. We'll call this Team 1 up here at the top, and this Team 2 down here at the bottom. Going first for Team 1 up here at the top, my good Finnish friend, and I don't mean he's over, I mean it's Chosen, and he's from Finland. As somebody actually wanted me, or was asking in the comment section, if I would read out all of the countries that the players are from. I only know Chosen is from Finland because I know him through FAF and have spoken to him many times, but I can't unfortunately recall. I don't have the information to find out where every single person is from. But anyway, Chosen is from Finland, so there you go, and he's a very good SOPCOMer. He's going his ever so standard Regal Purple, going Seraphim and opening first land. Secondly, for Team 1 over here, it's TGX Legend Lore, still keeping it real old school, bruv, with those clan tags in your name. Of course, not necessary anymore, although some people have had their base named sniped by other people, so they've gone and picked up Legend Lore without the TGX, maybe, and that means you can't get it. So there's a few people hanging on to those old clan tags in the name, but not necessary anymore, because of course FAF has integrated those clan tags into the chat system. But anyway, he's going Seraphim as well, opening first land in Lurid Green, going second land as well. And thirdly for Team 1, also on the move now, it's I, or as you better know him, Jolly. And he's going UEF in Cyanide Scion, opening first land. Last but not least, rearguard air position at the back here, it's Siege. Sporting this season's very fashionable Aeon for air players, opening first land and going second air. So there we go, that's Team 1. Let's take a look at Team 2 while the ACUs make their way to the middle. Down here at the bottom, it's Lord Havoc. Everyone else is on the way to the mid. He thinks that's terribly cliche. He's going to chill in his base for a while. He's going Seraphim, opening first and second land in Electric Blue. Halfway to the mid already, it's Shio, and he's gone Combat Green and gone Aeon. He opened first land as well. Thirdly, for Team 1 up here, he's renamed himself to Chosen just to confuse me a little bit. It's actually Total. One total wasn't enough, so he's totally total. Anyway, he's gone Pontiff White Aeon up there, opened first land and going to throw his second land, third, fourth, fifth land all the way up there at the front. Going to give himself some good reinforcement potential there. And the rearguard air position at the back. Down here for Team 2, he's going Cybrin in Baby Blue. It's Man of Action. There we go. And we don't know which he opened, land or air, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say he opened first land, because that is, of course, the more efficient thing to do when you're Cybrin, as we all know well by now. The first ACU's making it towards the center of the map anyway as we speak. Shio going to hang out in front of that large pyramid there. I hope so some giant alien spacecraft doesn't land down on top of him. I'm sure he'll be fine. Total busy stacking up on factories over there in the west. Down here at the southeast, one cheeky Selen and a Tham just hanging out around the Mexes. Selen probably isn't going to fare too well in that. Actually, that's good prioritization initially from Jolly there, focusing in on the Tham, but the overall result is that that little Fracas has gone slightly better for Lord Havoc. Man of Action dropping engineers down to the bottom right-hand corner. 3 mexes, of course, available for collection there. We've got a little bit of air entanglement over the skies as well between Siege and Man of Action. Siege trying to prevent his opposite number from airdropping NGs about the map and picking up more mass than he is entitled to, but so far not going too well. He's going to drop a chariot with a couple of engineers of his own in, though, and those are going to make landfall, and that means there's more build capacity in the area for our Team 1 air player than our Team 2, and that will result in a quick NG recycle. Good work there from Siege. He's probably going to go and start capturing those recently constructed mexes thrown together there by Man of Action. Very nice work indeed. The chariot ultimately does meet its demise thanks to a few interceptors there from Man of Action, but the damage on the ground is done. There is already another engineer in the area belonging to Man of Action that's busy reclaiming for the moment, though. Let's see how much attention Siege is paying. He's paying all the attention that's necessary. He starts the recycle first. It's going to be close. What? Oh my goodness me. I'm sure Siege started that first, but I think he was a little bit lower on HP. That gave Man of Action the edge. Fantastic map awareness. Good work from Man of Action. All for nothing, though, because a quick strike there from Jolly from his striker rolls up onto the plateau and promptly collapsed the engineer out of existence. But those three mechs now under more pressure there from Lord Havoc, who's coming to reinforce the area. Let's take it back to the middle now, see what's been going on while we've been away. Shio has been throwing an upgrade on his comm there. That's nearly complete. And meanwhile, Legend Law, he's thrown together some PD, and he's also grabbing a land factory. And he's got the gun upgrade on the comm as well. That's a nasty bit of kit now on the commander. What did Shio go for? It's on the right arm, so I think he's gone for a gun upgrade as well. Let's take a look and see how out of practice I am. There we go. I'm not out of practice at all. I'm amazing. It's the quantum accelerator, of course, increasing the rate of fire, but not wanting to hang around with all of that spam coming into the middle as well. Shio yielding a little bit of territory here. Would love to hang on to that land factory if at all possible. A lot of Zooies in the mix as well. Definitely going to cause issues for that land factory if they get in range. I think it's optimistic to say Shio stands a chance of holding on to it. Shio is bringing in a lot of reinforcements, just not quite enough to hang on to that. Never mind. The question is, can he get Legend Law into a tricky situation? Shio now with all the momentum. Yes, he's slightly lower on HP, but that doesn't last for long. Legend Law probably plummets below. Aurora's skirting around the edge of the hillock there. Legend Law down to around 4,000 hit points and falling, soon about to go into the red. There he goes. Shio sitting on 4,300 and backing up, rather surprisingly. I'm pretty sure he could have bagged in there, perhaps a little bit concerned about losing the advantage and going out to Legend Law's comm explosion. Always annoying when that happens, but Chosen, get mistaken there, that's total. Chosen up here at the back is giving up a little bit of ground to his opposite number, who is actually giving up 400 global ranking points, and pretty sure this isn't a smurf or anything, but so far total doing some nice work on the ground. Whether or not he manages to hold on to all that territory as the game progresses, we'll have to see. You see the trails going off there as well. This is, of course, another RK Explosions mod. So many people playing with this now, liking pretty light shows. What's great about this community and this game, it's incredibly moddable, and there's so many different people working on things. It's constantly evolving. Of course, you're not roped into any one method of play. Legend Law backing up now, still 3,600 hit points on the tank, but of course there comes in from Man of Action, takes him down into the red, albeit just briefly. Siege is quick to respond with his intercepts. Another T2 fighter bomber there from Man of Action, doesn't decide to commit on the comm attack, but overall this is looking like it's strong stuff so far from Team 2 everywhere except for down here at the bottom. Lord Havoc has left a gaping hole in the defenses. He's rushed to T3, so that's probably why. Sniper bots picking up a few kills in amongst this pack of strikers coming in here from Jolly. But the main show is going to be the siege tank rolling in from the south. Units do make it into the center of Shio's manufacturing facilities there, but not enough to do any damage. Only one artillery piece remains from that pack, and now we're finally seeing Chosen on the move, moving forward with what looks like a very chunky commander. I'm going to go out on a limb there and say he's got gun and T2. Certainly has the T2 and TAC missile as well. So Chosen looking like an absolute beast right now. TAC missile on board. Not currently looking like he's going after mechs or anything. For me, that would be a primary target. Take down not only the T2 mechs, but also reduce the bonus that those 4 factories, or take away the bonus those 4 factories are getting to production. He might be hanging on to it, hoping to see if he can use it to help take out a commander, and this would be his player of choice over here. Total with his unupgraded commander, just 11,000 HP on board. But Chosen light everywhere else. Yes, he's got a very devastating ACU, but this is all T1 in terms of units. Not surprising, of course, it would have taken an awful lot of resources to make those 3 upgrades. Someone wants to do the calculations for me. I don't have time. And as a result, Chosen finds himself weak, and he's lost a lot of hit points, and that is coming from the sniper bots back here. Lord Havoc doing so much damage. Are they still in range? Yes, they are. Chosen goes down at 12 minutes and 40 seconds on the nose. Great work from Lord Havoc. Anybody who says sniper bots aren't worth it doesn't know what they're talking about. Just look what those 5 did. I suppose it's probably 6 as well. We had one there for total as well. Legend Lore is going to respond by going after those sniper bots. But there's a bunch of obsidians in the area as well, which is going to hit the T1 spam pretty darn hard. And Legend Lore not faring much better in the middle against Shio either. And now he's got a whole western flank to cover now that Chosen has been evicted from the game. Chosen very upset about the amount of scouting that's been done by his teammates there, but I think I can blame anyone wholeheartedly for that. That was just one of those things that happens, rock, paper, scissors, that happens in a game and causes all kinds of problems. But attack missile base over here for Jolly, 4 kills to its name. We've also got some mobile T3 arty here in the form of that demolisher, but 4 kills to that probably means 4 mexes that have been taken out, and there are certainly a few open ones on this area of the map. So Jolly doing some nice work there from that fire base, denying eco from Team 2. And while we're on the subject of eco, let's take a look at what everyone's doing. And Siege running away with things for the moment on 129 mass per tick, the only person to be over 100. His mirror, consequently, is down here. Well, not consequently, but it's all consequence. It's not a consequence of him doing well, but you know what I mean. His mirror not doing nearly so well on just 82 mass per tick, but Siege hovering over the top here of Total's commander, and it looks like he's dropped a few strap bombs on it, but he's missed an opportunity, struggling to get the bombs away there. Total down to 4,500 HP, but a quick change up in the build order from this set of land factories spits out a bunch of asylums. Is he going to change it up to some ascendants now to get some anti-air coverage? Oh, don't leave shield coverage. You're going to need those. But decent micro has kept that ACU alive due to evade those shockers. And speaking of shocker, that was some pretty shocking micro there on behalf of Siege. He was trying to be a little bit too ambitious with the micro, trying to do the old pause above the top of the target and release the bombs, but he would have been better off just allowing them to do their regular pass. But hey ho, that's the way things go. Naughty little run by through the middle there from Shio is going to bear down on Jolly's not most forward base, but certainly intermediary base. And a Titan on the field, a couple of Titans in fact, or actually a Titan and a Percival, more than enough to dispatch that T1 spam. It does look like he managed to pick up a lot of build capacity, which will slow up production from that forward facility, but of course not eradicate it altogether. More TAC missiles coming in meanwhile from this firebase from Jolly. What are we up to now? Still just 4 kills on that Aloha, the UEF tactical missile launcher. Few kills being bagged there from that shocker, 5 to its credit so far, and Total punching his way through a few of the wall sections up here belonging to Legend Law. Titans brought in to the rescue, and a few units of build capacity trying to throw together some more point defense. Plasma cannon down. Legend Law brings in the rest of his T1 spam, but that's probably not going to fare too well against that number of obsidians. Got an awful lot in there. Quite a few of them with their full shields still intact. Legend Law going to have to skirmish a little bit more with that artillery. Bulk of the FAMs have been destroyed. Some crossfire coming in there from the Seraphim T2 PD over there belonging to Legend Law. It will cause a few issues for the Obsidians, but it's not going to completely impede their progress up onto the back. And this is where it starts to get really dangerous for Team 1. It's absolutely vital now that Siege hold on to this economic advantage that he's built up. And we're starting to see some restorers appear as well. Should be enough to stall this attack. Definitely doesn't want to lose that quantum reactor. Absolutely vital that he holds on to it. And I think he's going to enough units of build capacity at the back there to throw together as many eruptors as he can. And that will be the end of that little push. Still nice work though from Total, keeping the pressure on. And still TAC missiles flying north and not really getting anything done. I'm not sure whether it's the height map that's messing with the TAC missiles, but whatever it is, that Aloha still sitting on a paltry, very paltry 4 kills. Especially when you consider there's still lots of other vulnerable targets that he could be going after. T1 and T2 mexes. And now we've got some miasma fire. That's T2 static emplacement for Aeon. The artillery emplacements there from Shio in the center, raining down on a few exposed positions for Jolly. So a little bit of fire trading here between TAC missiles and T2 artillery. Legend Law gives that forward base over to Jolly. In fact, everything has been gifted over to Jolly, and Legend Law is backing up. I haven't seen anything. Legend Law had to bow out of this one, and he's transferred all of his stuff over to his teammate there. We'll see how much effect, if any, that has on the game as we progress. Shio promptly starts work on Azar. That's around 50% complete, 50-55. It should be quite interesting. We've got a decent amount of ASFs on the field belonging to Man of Action. Where are we at with Siege? Let's take a look at ASF numbers, because airplay is going to become more important as this one goes on. 24 there ASFs belonging to Siege, but of course he's also got 6 restorers, which will add a decent amount of anti-air firepower. And that compares to the 26 for Man of Action. So definitely a slight advantage in the air so far for Siege, and when that Tsar comes online, that could be very nasty indeed. That will add a lot of extra firepower, not just of course to the air, but it'll allow Team 1 an opportunity maybe to pick off a commander down here for Team 2. The amount of development that's actually going on in the base down here for Team 2 is very sparse indeed. They've spread out, they've gone straight for high value units and put them about the map. There's a lot of T3 kicking around, but not a lot of base development. Certainly a lot more infrastructure up and running for Team 1. And I'm sure there was some shield coverage there. Yeah, we can see the footprint. That has been taken out, and now those miasmas are looking a little bit exposed. Safe for the moment from TAC missile fire, at least sudden TAC missile fire, thanks to the TMD in the center there. But the units massing here for Jolly would be wise for him to send those in. We've got 2 units of PD and sniper bots, but the rest is ranged. Or long range indeed. I suppose you could classify the sniper bots as well as long range. But no standoff tanky units that can keep the Percivals out, and indeed that is what Jolly is doing, marching them right now into the center. Down goes the artillery. Shio's comm retreating as we speak back towards the center of his territory. And there is the Tsar. It's online and making its way over to the eastern portion of the map. We don't have a waypoint yet towards the base. He's moving south again. Then he cancels the move order. Definitely looking for some kind of opening here. Man of action, well aware of what's going on. Take a look at what things look like. That is a well and truly scouted Tsar. So, man of action doing what he can to keep that out of the base. It's going to be really difficult. Numbers, as we've just seen, are pretty even on ASFs. Restorers will tip the balance, as will the extra firepower from that Tsar. And there's not enough ASFs here to kill that Tsar off in a couple of passes. Man of action moving his comm up the western edge of the map. Tsar coming in over the top of Lord Havoc's base. Is he going to stop? No, he's not. He's just going to tear a line of destruction on the way through. Income Man of Action's ASFs takes the Tsar down to around 50% in about one pass. Where on earth is Siege's ASFs? He can't have lost them all already, can he? He's bearing in though on Man of Action's comm, but the Tsar doesn't last. That's good defensive work. Lands more or less on top of the ACU, but it's not enough to kill it. Man of Action down to 7,300, and I think the Restorers got beasted as well. Amount of anti-air fire maybe coming up from the base. There are some Transcenders here. T3 anti-air belonging to Shio, and of course more going up as well all over the place. So I think it was probably the amount of ground to air firepower that really tipped the balance in that one. Just not enough air coverage from Team 1. And now, of course, there's a giant mass parcel of doom sitting in very, very secure territory indeed for Team 2. They will be very happy about that. But in terms of map control on the ground, things have been shifting, albeit very slowly, in Team 1's favour over the course of the last 5 or 10 minutes or so. Shio has been pushed back to his base. Total, his advance has been stalled. And Lord Havoc has, well, he's yet to make any more of a real impact on the game. He was the lowest rated player on this, but of course did manage to bag the kill on Chosen with that sniper bot play, so well done to him. But he has allowed an opening for Jolly to extend, and that has allowed Jolly then to move on and take the center. Strap bombers out for Man of Action, looking for targets of opportunity. A few interceptors in the middle belonging to Siege, about to have a very bad day. Redundant technology getting suicided. It's definitely not pretty. Well, it is pretty, but that's only because of the explosion mod. All other ways. It's totes horrendous. Yes, you heard me. I said totes. Nice bit of teamwork going on at the back here for Man of Action, gifting over one of his ion reactors there to Total. Always nice to see players sharing resources. And now we're entering the experimental phase of this one. I think we can afford to bump this up to +2. Quantum gateways on the way. We've got Ethotas under construction. GC's on the march down here from Shio as well. More in production further back. But look out. Strap bomb attack going after Jolly there from Man of Action. He jumps into the shield, which takes the edge off the firepower. Probably starts work on another shield gem, but there's a whole bunch of Revenants who are going to get another pass, and all three of their bombs allowed to land on top of that ACU. But that is a very chunky ACU indeed. He does have the personal shield upgrade on him, 24,000 hit points on that, plus the 18,000 at full health on the comm. And that is enough to survive that strap bomb attack. Very nice work from him. Those strap bombers not getting another pass due to Siege's air coverage. Good work there as well. And GC's being gifted over to Total from Shio. Because the majority of the units in the center belong to him, so he can handle the attack. Still TAC missiles firing across. And to its credit, that Aloha does now at least have 15 kills to its name. I'm surprised he's not going after things like this mechs down here at the bottom. That is, of course, if that land isn't directly in the way. I should think it should be able to sneak past that. You never know. Angles can always be deceiving. I'll slow this up and take a look at the eco here. And Jolly, oh my goodness. Well, he is sitting on 3 players' bases, but he is sporting an outrageous economy. 450 mass per tick piling into his coffers. Second place also going to Team 1, and that's Shio. Sorry, it's not Shio, that's Siege at 174. Total not far behind on 173. Man of Action on 142, and then Shio on 134. And the others, of course, not really having an impact on the game. Lord Havoc down on just 21 mass. Needs to work on upgrading his core mechs. That's actually what he's doing now. I can only surmise he's having critical power issues. Nope. He's just struggling for mass. Definitely needs to get his hands on some of these other mechs kicking around the place. But now we're getting some experimental action. We can take this up to regular speed. The mobile shield gen's not really offering much of any protection at all. All of the fire pretty much piling overhead. And the GCs take down that Ithota, leaving the Ion Storm in precarious proximity to the rest of Team 1's units. That other GC does go down, and then it's pretty even between Total's GC and Siege's, but the amount of Harbingers in the area is surely going to be enough to tip the balance here. They focus down the Percivals first of all, and then they will be prioritizing the GC. Some rounds coming in as well at long range from Havoc's sniper bots there, and that will be enough to finish off that GC. What have we got in the area? Well, we've just got another chicken rolling off the conveyor belt now, so Team 1 not wide open by any stretch of the imagination, but it's looking a little bit nerve-wracking now. I would be a bit concerned if I was Team 1, but they've got the eco to turn this round. If they can get the build capacity together to do it. Personally, I would like to see more initiated experimental builds from Siege. I always feel like GCs work a little bit better in experimental wars for the punching power. Of course, the moment I say that, a chicken defeats GC, but that is not a fair fight. Heavily damaged GC that it was. And that will be enough to repel these invaders, just for the moment, with the exception, of course, these two harbingers that are still going. But Jolly is like, I'll deal with it myself. Strolls out with his ACU and blaps those bad boys down. No messing about there with the Eye of Doom. Eye of Sauron moves out of his base and destroys everything with his enormous hand cannon. Pretty sure that's exactly how it happened in the books. Look at all of the dead experimentals building up here outside the front of Team 1's base. Of course, all of that in good proximity for Team 1. They can secure this area back here. They'll have a lot of mass to get to work on. Jolly's own mass has dropped a little, down to 381 from well over 400. Not sure what that comes down to. There's a few dead mexes kicking around down here, which he may have had his hands on, and maybe some in the center as well. That might have something to do with it. What have we got on the way back here? Anything? Oh, we've got a nuke launcher on the way there from Siege. Still experimentals, the order of business from Jolly. Ion reactor gifted back over from Total, who now no longer needs it apparently. And we've got some T1 PD being thrown together here by Team 2. I don't think they have telemasers to be afraid of, because there aren't any Cybran players on Team 1. I suppose you could have tele-snipes. Without the use of the maser. Guarding against it. Guarding against drops as well, I suppose. Now we have another fight brewing in the center. Looks like territory could be about to change hands once again. Jolly, over the last couple of minutes, has re-established himself on this section of the map. But his two chickens are damaged, potentially facing off against two healthy GCs which are roaming around in the middle, belonging to Total there. Wave of spy planes coming over the center from Man of Action. They're going to get quickly hoovered up. Whoa! Nice work there, though. What on earth went down at the back there? Is that just collective explosions from homogenized T3 anti-air? I think it might have been. Now the battle ensues. We do have another chicken which is added to the pack, but of course the ion storm about to ensue. The explosion takes out a ton of Percivals as well. It's a lot of damage soaked up there. Very good work indeed. Another chicken down. Jolly still continues to press. He's going to want to dispatch these Harbingers and then get that chicken out of the area. He's taking unnecessary damage, but what on earth went down up here? We have a snipe, a tele-snipe from Man of Action, but a second explosion, and he didn't make it out, so we have a trade. And Jolly is defeated. I'm so sorry I missed that, guys, but that really does make things interesting indeed. We have a ton of Mercies which are popping out from Siege. I'm wondering if he picked up that kill. I don't know about it, actually. But that was certainly the intention. Probably started those the moment he saw Man of Action teleport in. But they've definitely taken out the strongest player there, and that's a reasonable trade-off. But now you've got a unit mismatch, so we've got all of the ground forces still alive pretty much for Team 2, and all of the Air Force alive for Team 1. And the question is, what if anything, can Siege do with that? The order of business for production now for Team 2 will surely be mass flak. They'll be well aware that Siege doesn't have the eco or the infrastructure to suddenly jump into the experimental game in time. He certainly doesn't have a lot of time. Look at all of these forces moving up to that side of the map as we speak. Strap bombers in play. Is that what he's producing? Yep. Shocker after shocker. Homing in on the GC first of all, and there's already a decent amount of flak accompanying these forces. This is looking very, very dire indeed now for Team 1. That was a beautiful snipe from Man of Action.
Strategic launch
Definitely
detected.
Worth the trade, but the nuke goes off. Are we going to see some nuclear point defense here? Is it going to land in the body of the troops? No, it's not. The nuke sails straight over, and do we have nuke defense for Team 2? It looks like it's coming for Shio, and it's going to land right in the center of his mass. Shio just gets out of the blast radius in time. That doesn't tackle the problem of these ground forces now entering the base for Siege. Throws together a GC in record time. Lots of build capacity in here. He is going to lose some crucial power. Now, Shio doesn't want to waste any time trying to kill this GC. He wants to cause as much damage as possible to try and cripple Siege. Takes down another power plant before his GC finally succumbs. Shio gets a Harbinger in there. And a lot of build capacity getting slaughtered down here. Good work from Shio, anticipating the engineers moving out to reclaim his old teammates' bases. And again, another reactor under threat. Definitely doesn't want to lose that. That is absolutely essential. And Jolly telling Shio to get another Tsar together. GC comes back in and picks off the Harbingers, but he loses another T3 power plant. That is not a good state of affairs at all. Not only that, as the last player, he's now wasting mass, full bar, and not currently doing anything with it. So that is, of course, about to change. He starts construction of a Tsar, and that is going incredibly quickly. 5,000 hit points complete already, coming up to a 10th of the way there. And we're only running at +2. You can see what it's doing to his eco there. And that is the problem. He will have desperately wanted to hold on to that T3 power plant, because of course you get a mass reduction when your power drops off. Mass intake reduction. But he's up to about 60%, and this is really interesting. We've got no air-to-air forces for Team 2 left whatsoever. Man of Action was covering all of that. And so if the Tsar is thrown together quickly enough, he might be able to defend this base and then get down here. And if he can pick off Total's ACU, he will move into going favorite for this match, but it's a tough ask. GC from Shio, meanwhile, locking on to that nuclear silo and taking down another power plant with it. And now all the build capacity under pressure. GC locks onto it and starts zapping it. Oh, this could be the end for Siege. The GC's actually going after Siege's comm as well. Oh, locks onto Siege's comm, but the GC is killed just in time. Siege survives on 10,500 hit points, and the Tsar is online. That means he will be able to defend his base at least for the moment, but the Tsar is heavily damaged and will be incredibly susceptible to anti-air fire. Siege also hangs on to, quite frankly, a decent amount of eco, and he's still sitting in second place, and eco terms behind Total. Another GC on the way, but he is going to get slowly plasma burned to death. Oh, that is a warm backside he must be having. In fact, that Tsar now turning around, regenning incredibly quickly. Only 27 kills to its name so far. But the Colossus turning around. Knows he's unlikely to get any work done. Now, what's concerning me is this is the opportunity now to kill off Total's Com, which is down here, renamed as Chosen. And this is time that is wasting. This is time that is allowing Team 2 to funnel more ground production into flak. And that is chipping away at Siege's one advantage at the moment. Absolutely essential that he kills off Total and soon. Another Tsar under construction. And a lot of reclaim in the base as well. This isn't quite over yet. It's not far off being over, but it's not 100% over. But I really do think this is a mistake, and I think this is coming down to scouting. Probably assumes that Total is somewhere in this base. And actually, he's up here, and quite frankly, what have we got? Well, we've got about 4 T3 anti-airs and 2 T2s. Came in from the right angle. Just might be able to pick that commander off. And of course, if you manage to do that, it doesn't matter about the Tsar dying in the process. This will all become open territory if Total is taken out. And that's exactly what Jolly is suggesting. Needs to find Total's ACU. He is the one dishing out all of the threat at the moment. Shockwave there from a dead GC rippling out across the map. Never get tired of seeing those. But look at that. 3 GCs rolling in from Total and so much flak accompanying them. That Tsar has to kill off that ACU and do it now. In fact, he's got a little buddy along with him as well. Doesn't want to waste time on these shield gens. This is going to be very close indeed. That's not a huge gap for Total to close in the time it might take the GCs to get down here. Total is well aware of what's going on. He moves his ACU south. And of course, even if the commander dies, if these units are in the base at the time, they can still destroy everything. So even if Siege survives, he will probably not be able to deal with what's left of Team 2. Let's go to split screen to keep an eye on these 2 events as they transpire. There's so much flak covering those GCs. It's actually outrageous. And the ASF's up here at the top getting hammered real bad. Pings going down near Total's ACU. He's bringing in transports, presumably with the thought of trying to airlift the commander away to safety, but they are now vulnerable to fire. They get in over the top of Total's ACU. One falls down on top of it. The shield is gone, but the GC's closing in now on Siege's ACU at the back here. And Siege goes down first, but Total's going to go down at the same time. Oh my goodness, good effort though from Siege, but he needed to make his move sooner. He really did. But then he just might not have been able to. I think if he'd have gone immediately with that Tsar, he might have stood a chance. But, well, having said that, I don't know. There was a lot of HP to chew through on that ACU. It might just have been too much of an ask. But great work anyway from Total on that one. Well done, Team 2, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. As always, more to come from me in the future, albeit sporadically for the meantime. But certainly things will normalize eventually, I promise you. In the meantime, though, stay well and stay safe. This is Gyle, signing out.